Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is preparing for a 4-day visit to Washington to meet with President Biden. The trip comes at a time of heightened geopolitical tensions. Live to Holly Stearns. Holly, what's on the agenda?
Well, the purpose of this visit is to build an alliance for the future. Now, Anthony Albanese will head to Washington next week, where he will meet with US President Joe Biden, where they'll talk about a number of pressing issues. Now, the visit will, of course, be headlined by the official state dinner hosted by President Biden at the White House. There will be a number of prominent political, defence and business figures in attendance there. We will, of course, see the arrival ceremony followed by speeches, and there will be meetings in the Oval Office and Cabinet Room too. We are expected to see the two leaders front the media as well in a joint conference. But there is no doubt that this critical meeting comes at a time of heightened global tensions. Some saying that Anthony Albanese should have also used this visit to go over to Israel and show support for the state during this time of crisis.
I really hope the Prime Minister is able to visit Israel. The US President has done so, the UK Prime Minister has done so, the German Chancellor has done so. Israel is a very close friend and ally of Australia, and it would be appropriate for him to go there. And we have real interests in the region, in particular in making sure that this conflict doesn't escalate and doesn't widen, and that Hezbollah and Iran don't enter into this fight.
He should go at the first available opportunity, but Joni, I'm not sure they want him at the moment. With all due respects to my fellow Australians, we're a middle power located at the other end of the world.
OK, so what is on the agenda here for Anthony Albanese and US President Joe Biden? Let's bring that up on the screen for you now. There's a lot for them to get through and a lot of pressing issues at the moment. We know, of course, they will discuss developments including the conflict in the Middle East, the ongoing war in Ukraine, as well as China's influence over Taiwan, and supporting ongoing stability in the Indo-Pacific. The future and implementation of the AUKUS multi-billion-dollar nuclear-powered submarines program will also, of course, be on the agenda. And the two countries signed a deal on critical minerals and clean energy, so it's expected we could see further promises on innovation and technology too. Julian Assange's family are also hoping the Prime Minister will use this meeting to discuss a diplomatic solution for the WikiLeaks founder, who of course we know is in a prison cell in London fighting extradition to the United States. Anthony Albanese will of course meet with Vice President Kamala Harris, as well as Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Secretary of Defence Lloyd Austin too. They will also be in attendance at the opening of the new Australian embassy. We know former Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd will also be there for that. So there's a jam-packed schedule for the Australian Prime Minister, but as I mentioned before, it does come at a time of heightened geopolitical conflict.
Holly, a lot for him to get through indeed. Thanks so much.